some sort of a fish fossil. I've seen this before, I should know.
That there are probably, if I was to cut more of these in half, there are probably more fossils embedded in these chunks as well.
So it's some sort of fish?
It is a fish, yeah, it's called Nihea.
Hey people, welcome to Wednesday, I think it is. Don't remember. Christina has a ponytail. It's admittedly a little weird to look at, but it's cute. It's looking nice and cloudy out as the two of us walk out together again. It's been a while since we've done this, but whatever.
The other few times were only because I have been busy.
I get it.
Random clubs and all that.
I get it. Certainly nice and cloudy looking. Cloudy is good. Alright, hey people, welcome to Wednesday. Today is a very special day for the vlog. Today is day number 575. That's right, I've been doing this for 575 days. Give or take a couple of days where I didn't record. Anyway, today we're going to be doing something special. I mentioned this somewhere around the beginning of the month, but I was going to do a reflection of a story. Today we're going to do that. Today is going to be Digimon Frontier Chaos Rising Reflections. It is a story I did not write, but I want to give a reflection / a kind of review, and essentially tell you guys, go read it, it's awesome. Alright, so for those of you wondering, what was Digimon Frontier? Digimon Frontier was Season 4 of the Digimon anime. It did away with the partner system in favor of the concept introduced close to the end of Tamers, which the kids themselves turned into Digimon. I thought that was a good idea, although I'll admit it kind of got tiring when Data Squad did it, but So yeah, the entire season was kind of focused around that, and around 5 heroes, later 6. A lot of people don't really like it, and I can understand why people don't like it, but I personally do like it. Not sure where on the list of favorite Digimon seasons it would rank, but hold on a moment. Sorry about that interruption. My mom had to tell me something real quick. Anyway, so I think we were about the 6 heroes turning into Digimon. There were elementals in a way. There was fire, light, dark, electric, ice, and wind used by the heroes, and 4 other elements being wood, rock, water, and steel that make up the 10 legendary warriors. If you want to get more about the background of that season, go on and look it up. So, for the story, it's written by 10 essays, and I apologize if I missaid that. And I got into the story based on my first review on Chapter 10, April 2nd, 2012. I had been reading it for a while by that point, just where I left the first review. The story itself started October 1st, 2011. I'm going to be going over some of it, but not every chapter. There's 100 of them, and the story's 5 years old, and things 1 million words. No way I'm going to be able to summarize everything. So, let's get going. So the story itself begins 2 years after the end of the original Frontier, and there's some sort of calamity going on in the digital world. But at the same time, it's Takuya's birthday. Takuya being the goggle-headed leader being air quoted, because he's kind of an idiot. Like a bigger idiot than Tai. Anyway, it's his birthday, and unfortunately, the only other member of the Digidestin team, I forget they even used Digidestin in the show, it's been a little while since I watched it, is Zoe Orimoto, who is the only girl in the team. You know, people compare this to Power Rangers in a way, and it's kind of easy to see why. I mean, there's 5 heroes, one of them's a girl, and there's a 6th hero that started evil and then became good. Power Rangers Super Sentai comparisons galore with that alone. Yeah. So the calamity is being caused by this mega level known as Maelstromon, and I hope I said that correctly. So, okay, so quick correction, the Digimon threatening the world at the start is Malevomon. Maelstromon is his mega form. My mistake. I am very grateful. The guy who wrote the story effectively turned his page on the fanfic site into a dang bio for this whole thing. So anyway, Pokemon and Namon end up getting into the human world, although... And before you ask why exactly there's no calamity when Pokemon says somewhere near the end of the season if even so much as one Digimon gets into the real world and a catastrophe, they're two rookies. What damage could they do? And now I'm remembering Pumpkinmon and Gatsumon back in the first season. So, never mind. Anyway, Takuya and Zoe are the only two available to go back to the digital world, and they do so. When they get back, they're quickly attacked by some of Malevomon's forces, but they're saved by the Digimon Battlefront, consisting of several heroic Digimon led by Eldestmon and the two main generals, Swiftmon and the jerk Beautymon. Beautymon falls for Takuya and tries to do anything in her power to keep him away from Zoe. Yeah, she's a jerk and not many people liked her. In fact, I actually looked through the reviews at various points while the story was being updated. Nobody liked her. In fact, there was only maybe... I don't even think there was anyone who liked her, period. I legitimately don't think so. Yeah. So props to making a character who everyone can agree to hate. So they're able to reclaim the spirits of flame and wind and eventually go on to get the spirits of rock, wood, and oh yeah, ice. Rock, wood, and ice. Actually, it was rock combination. I think it was. I can't quite remember. I'm thinking. Yeah, I can't quite remember. I may be wrong. I'll flash on the correct combination on screen in case I did get this wrong. Anyway, Malevomon's forces are able to get the spirits of light, darkness, water, electric, and steel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got both those right. And turn them into his pawns. I was honestly expecting some sort of slugfest between Emperor Greymon and Magnagarurumon, but that never came to be. Anyway, Takuya does end up managing to beat Malevomon with Emperor Greymon, but now everything's over as I accidentally spoiled. Whoopsie. So during the celebration of Malevomon's defeat, Beautymon tries to take Takuya away from the festivities, and Eldestmon, sick and tired of her behavior, ends up giving her a demotion from Battlefront General and assigns her to look after the Digi-Egg of Malevomon, which is being stored somewhere in the area. Because of her, although I forget how it's her fault, it legitimately escapes my mind right now, but I do remember it's her fault because it is. Malevomon's able to get out and ends up converting most of the Battlefront into his servants, Swiftmon included, and Beautymon willingly. He's able to turn into Maelstromon, I believe at that point, and manages to get into the human world. The JSDF is eventually called in, the Japanese Self-Defense Force, and the general, who is a total jerk, pretty much wants to get rid of all Digimon forever. His second in command is a little bit more hesitant. So the others are eventually recruited and they're sent off to destroy these spires that are controlling people in various parts of Japan. And along the way, the 4 other legendary warriors end up meeting with 4 other kids who were in 2 episodes being guarded by an Angemon sent by Ophanimon. I can't remember their names off the top of my head. Let me check what they are. So the other four are Teruo, I think it's pronounced. Katsuharu. Tepe. And Chaiki. And during one of the closing couple chapters, they end up getting the spirits of wood, steel, rock, and water, respectively. And during their battle against the spire thingies, JP, Koichi, Tommy, and Zoe all end up gaining the ability to fusion evolve. Although Zoe is a little bit later during her final battle with Beautymon, which is without a doubt one of the best chapters in the story. And Jet Selfimon ends up crushing Beautymon's Digi-Egg to make sure she never comes back ever. Yeah, that was totally awesome. You know, the government in fiction is either completely useless or corrupt. Although that's actually kind of a thing description of the government anyway. Well, General Nikushimi, I think it is. I think that's how you say it. Who was in charge of the JSDF ends up. Well, there's this one point close to after the heroes stop, get rid of the spires, and well, they move in Maelstromon. Well, the JSDF arrive and gun down all the Vitalmon in the area. Sorry about that, the camera ran out of room. Ugh. Anyway, so to get a little bit more when the JSDF arrived, the 6 fusion evolved heroes just narrowly managed to get past Maelstromon's strongest move, and then boom, JSDF comes in and nearly kills our 6 heroes. So the lieutenant, who is smart and sane, immediately begins ordering people to get the 6 kids to the medical area. The general, he assumes it's some sort of illusion and orders them to be taken to like a enclosed area. Oh, there's somebody worse than Beautymon. That's actually what I commented on the review for that chapter. Seriously, the general actually kicks a near unconscious Takuya. They're about 13. He's about 13. Just saying. Oh, and to show how much of a great general this guy is, he ends up kind of noticing Takuya and Zoe's closeness, and threatens her to get info of Takuya. They are a couple at this point in the story. I hope he rots in heck. And in the review for that chapter, I hope Maelstromon kills him. Just saying. Chapter 95 has the other 4 get the detectors, and I should note that there were rumors around their appearance that they would get the 4 remaining spirits, but nothing ever came of it. I can find know why. Anyhow, in Chapter 95, that same chapter, there's authorization for a nuclear bomb to be dropped on Japan. Okay, one, don't know if that would... I think that might invoke some PTSD for some people. 2, if Conrad Guy has told me anything, you don't send bombs to Japan to kill the bad guy. They'll just use their powers to make the bombs go elsewhere. Or vaporize them. So what's this Maelstromon is finally defeated and his Digi-Egg shattered to never return ever again. Anyway, JSDF ends up heading home happily with the lieutenant getting a promotion after the former general is, well, effectively he's sentenced to jail for the rest of his life. The exchange between our heroes when he's dragged off is admittedly very funny. Chapter 99 for the curious. And the 100th chapter, I will not dare spoil anything about it. You need to go and read it for yourselves because it is simply amazing. Anyway, that was a basic summary of the story, and it's pretty good. I'll admit, some of my memories of it are a little blurred. It's been 4 years since I started reading. But what I do remember, I remember very fondly. And one moment I will honestly forever be sad about is in chapter 89 where Swiftmon sacrifices himself. Although I forget the context of what he sacrificed himself for, it was certainly a noble sacrifice. And it ultimately allowed the heroes to save the day. For that chapter anyway. Go read the story. There's going to be a link to it in the description. And, well, there's something else I want to mention. I was actually kind of an advisor on the story. I wasn't a writer specifically for it, but I did advise a few small things. So I was a consultative advisor for the story twice. The first time was December 13th, 2013, for a small thing in chapter 55 that might have ended up bumping the story's rating up. I helped him out with that bit. And yeah. The second time was March 8th, 2014, where the writer confirmed to me that the others would be getting their fusion evolutions, and he wanted advice about the ice one, since I'll give you a link to what the fusion evolved form of ice looks like, along with the other two spirits of ice. Yeah. He ended up going with something original at my advice, and yeah, I was happy to have helped. And if you happen to be watching this, you did a great job with that story, man. And I really can't wait to see what you do next, if you do anything next at all. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. Shall I come back for another Pika vlog tomorrow?